Hi, Omar. It's great to have you. And congratulations for converting your SPJIMR call. How
Thank you.
excited are you?
I'm quite excited. This is my first convert and it's SPJIMR, so I'm really excited.
Wow, that's great. So let's start from the start. So please tell me about your background.
Okay, so I have a B.Sc in Transportation Technology from National Rail and Transportation Institute. And post that, I have been working in Mahindra Logistics as a procurement executive trainee. I have been working there since June 2021 and it's been 9 months. It's been 9 months in March. And apart,
Okay. So this was your first CAT attempt.
yes, this was my first CAT attempt.
Wow, that's great. And such a spectacular result. I'm sure you and your family must be elated. Is it?
Yeah, they're quite happy. They're more happy than me.
Oh, wow. So, the course you have done in your undergraduation is quite niche. So, I wanted to ask you that how did you plan this switch from this field to MBA? Why MBA? Like, what was the motivation factor? And tell us the real reason, not the interview why MBA
Okay,
answer.
yeah. No, actually, it was more like what I have also said in the interviews. It's on similar lines. It is more on adding value to what I have been doing. Right now, I have been working one particular aspect, and should I say I have been more interested in having overall control over things and being a more planning-based approach, strategy-based approach. I like those aspects of things. So that is one reason why I wanted to go for an MBA.
So, Umar, if I'm not wrong, you were studying while you were preparing for CAT, and then after some time you were working as well, right?
Yeah.
So you have basically best of both worlds, where you were studying also and then working also. So tell me that what was the major challenge, or what was the most challenging part in these two places?
Well, the most challenging is keeping up the motivation because after a long day, when you come back home, you just want to sit back, watch some Netflix, not study. So I believe, so I believe keeping yourself motivated and being disciplined is most important. And if you can do that, it's easy. After in the initial part is tough a little bit, but after one point of time, it becomes easy.
So I wouldn't be wrong if I say that consistency is the key, right?
Yeah, consistency is key. Actually, this is one mistake I made in the initial phase of my preparation. I had been studying for some time and then just leaving it completely for some time. So that's not what people should do. And this was my first experience also, so I did make some mistakes, and it's better people out there do not make that.
Okay. So I think there are a lot of books and lot of resources that everybody knows about. What I want to really know about is there any hack, or like we say, any jugaad that you had for your preparation?
Well, I just did one thing was I just gave mocks on and on and on because I just wanted to be familiar about with the pattern. I knew that I was not going to know everything, but I wanted to maximize on what I would know. So, for example, I knew that my English was going to be good. I knew that in maths my arithmetic was to be going to be good, and I knew that if someone is going to drown me, it is going to be DILR. So, more important is to know yourself and your strengths and weaknesses better than to know everything. So that's the only jugaad that I would use.
Great. And would you go about taking a full book and solving everything, or that the mocks were that's it? You did the mocks.
I mean, through the mocks, I did realize that there were some sections. For example, in maths, algebra was one section which I thought I should go on because it constitutes a good part, and that if I have that in my pocket, and at least I should not be able to do a certain level of sums in it. So that thing is there. So I did select a particular few topics and then go on and practice for those. But otherwise, yeah, mocks were most of it, and analyzing the mocks were more important, not just giving and leaving it.
So, Omar, I think CAT is one journey, and then there is a journey after CAT, which is calls and interviews. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, initially we used to think ek bar cat ho gaya, that's that, but then you realize that the next step is a bigger one. because you have to actually go out there and face to face, you have to interact and you have to put forth your views and your understanding of various things. So yeah, that's a bigger one, I believe.
And considering SPJN's process is completely different from most of the business schools. So I would like to ask you, were there any mentors or anything that you specifically took to make sure that you have that edge?
No, I believe that there are a lot of things which come to you naturally, but then again, having a mentor is important. That's where btribe came. I had the option at after CAT. I mean, for CAT, I had not taken any coaching and all, but then I realized that okay, coaching is important. So I had to choose between some of the quite famous coaching institutes and btribe. I actually went for btribe because I thought that this would give me a personalized help, and that it actually worked out quite well. I had a personalized recommendations on how to work on my weaknesses and strengths, and here also I got to know my strengths and weaknesses, which I believe is more important than going for a generic approach towards things.
Right. That's great. So SPJ Jain's interview was unique, right? So what can you like walk us through the process?
For SPJIMR, this time we had two group interviews, which was preceded by a WAT. So initially we are given a WAT and we are given some time to write on the topic. And it was generally an abstract topic, not something fact-based. So we had to write on that. And then there was a group interview. In my interview, it was me along with two more candidates. And luckily all the three of us got through to GI2. And then we went, the first interview was more based on my background, my job experience, what my subject knowledge is, and all of those. And the second interview was more interaction based. It was based on giving situations. Like for my interview, I was given an ethics based dilemma, and I had to choose the practical versus the ethical stand. So it was quite a different one compared to what other interviews I have given.
Yes, I've heard that SPJN is all courage and heart, right?
Yeah.
And it is one of the best private schools, business schools in the country. Great. So my next question would be that everybody is would be quite curious to know that was there any trick question or any challenging part in the interview that you thought that this was the make or break?
Yeah, I believe the entire GI2, the second interview was the make or break, because the the ethical situation which was given, it none of the answers there were correct. You had to take a stand and you had to be able to be yourself and justify your stand, making the professors and the interviewers understand why you are taking the stand, and that you are not being just pretentious, or you are not showing that you are practical or morally upright or anything like that. You have to be genuine. So that was the main thing about it.
One question I also see a lot of aspirants have is that they are intimidated by the fact that they don't have experience, most of the fresher candidates. Do you think that it is a roadblock, or do you think that it is not as important?
I mean, I think there it's not as important because firstly, even when I went up for the process, I had quite a less experience. So I am also technically considered to be a fresher. So, but I believe that it comes with its own pros and cons. As we say that a person who has more experience will have more exposure to the industry, while while the person who is a fresher will be on the steeper side of their learning curve and will be able to grasp more things in a much different light. So I think it's a balance, and that's why every college wants to have a certain amount of diversity.
Right. And Omar, I'm sure that the second leg of the preparation, which is the interview phase, you must have met many other aspirants as well. So, how was the were you someone who like to prepare alone, or were you preparing in a group? What worked for you?
No, I think one of the things that worked best for me with btribe is that apart from the mentors and the guides we had, we also had a great support group and a peer group. That's how we met. So that was really great, and everybody supports each other. And most of the time what I've seen is that even though if the mentors are not there, we need help, something urgent or anything, we can get it immediately with our peers, and the thing is that having more peers and more people to learn from gives you a more varied perspective of things and more knowledge. So yeah, that's great.
Nice. Um, and we at btribe are super happy that you are the first big convert here, and kudos to you for that. Uh, okay, one last thing is, do you have any message for the future aspirants?
Yeah, I'll say I have this quote. I don't remember where I read it, but it says, "Do it or don't do it. Don't try." So that's what I would like to say. If you are going to give CAT, don't give it in a casual manner. Go in it firing on all cylinders, or don't just don't give it for the sake of giving it. Be dedicated in it completely.
Great, Omar. It was a very nice interaction, and best of luck for all the future calls as well and all the interviews. I'm sure you're going to rock it. And um,
Thank you,
great.
Gopal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was great interacting.
I hope the session was really insightful for you. Follow btribe for everything MBA. And if you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. I hope the session was really insightful for you. Follow btribe for everything MBA. And if you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.